Hello and welcome to History 2010. This is the dual enrollment section for the fall 2024. I am the professor for the class. My name is Dr. James MacDonald, and this is going to be a short video introduction and orientation on the class. We'll look at the Moodle shell, which you see right in front of you now, and we'll also look at the course syllabus, and we can discuss the expectations in the course of the semester. So we're going to be going through the United States history from the colonies, settlement, how the North America continent looked before any Europeans, Africans, and other folks came over after 1492, all the way through the American Civil War. So this is what your Moodle shell looks like, and this is where you go to do the work for the course of the semester. We have a required textbook. And the textbook you can obtain in a number of ways through your school or to get it on your own. But I wanted you to show you what the book looks like. And there we go. It is America, a Narrative History, and it is the brief 12th edition. That's the one we're going to be using. And so this is just a method by which you can go through the publisher and get it. Ordered, or order it on your own, or you can order it and order an e-version of it, an e-book. But it is required. So how you get it is up to you. But I just wanted you to be familiar with it and to restate that it is required, because what happens in this course is the exams come from a study guide and a study bank group of questions, and you'll have those in the course of the semester. So you also see in this kind of first group here in Moodle, the discussion board rubric. You'll have 4 discussion boards, which I'll talk about in some detail as we go on in this video. They're part of your grade, and they come from either primary source document analysis or the crash course series of videos that some of you may already be familiar with. But you're going to have to respond to those and post them in the proper area of Moodle. So let's scroll down a little bit further so we can look at the course schedule. In the first week, you're going to see that you have a couple of short videos to look at. Now, these videos come from the textbook. I'm going to click on them to show you what they look like, and it may also require that you click on them more than once. Once, twice. Keeping track here. When you see the spinny thing, depends on the browser you're using, just click it again, and then one more time.
When the Europeans first arrived in the Americas during the 16th century, they assumed that the native peoples, which they mislabeled Indians, were all the same, usually dismissing them all as heathens.
Okay, now we're going backwards. That's Dr. Shai. That's the author of our textbook. And these are short videos, just a couple minutes, but students in the past have told me that they are very helpful as you discuss and learn about some of the themes in any given chapter that you're doing. So I linked them in Moodle. Then you have your first discussion board assignment. It comes from a crash course in European history. It's related to, of course, the American colonies. And you also have a couple of other short lectures on American geology. I'm kind of keeping the workload light in the first week because I understand that you'll be acquiring the book, so you only have one chapter. And if you don't get to it until the second week, that's okay. You can get caught up. So it's a pretty slow start. You'll also see the Exam 1 study guide, and I think I just happen to have that open, if I can get to it. And there it is. So you have 50 study guide questions, and when you come up to the exam, you have 50 questions for the exam. The first exam covers 3 chapters of the textbook. So you'll see this study guide for every single exam that you have. Only the chapters obviously will be different. We're going to read the first 14 chapters of the Shai textbook. So let's go back to Moodle, and then we'll also take a look at the syllabus. So week 1, you have the material for your study guide, a couple of other video lectures to watch. You have the crash course history, and then in week 2 you'll complete the crash course assignment. You'll just click here and it'll say add a discussion question, and then that's where you'll respond. Make sure you look at here in Moodle, the discussion board rubric, that means the expectations. The discussion should be 150 words. They should be in your own words. You can see at the top here, there's a statement on the university's policy about using ChatGPT or any kind of AI. Cutting and pasting from the internets is plagiarism, so please don't do that. I will check. Most importantly, these need to be in your own words, 150 words long and clearly written. So don't treat it as kind of a long text message to your professor. Answer it. If you want to answer other students or respond, that's fine. It's not required, but you can if you feel like it. Of course, keep it very professional if you just want to say a couple things on another post that you've seen. So that's essentially how the layout will be done in the first couple of weeks. Now we can go and look at the syllabus. So obviously Moodle is where you get the work done. The syllabus is where you can see the schedule. So let's pull that up. And it's right here. Let's go to the top. Not a long syllabus. I know it looks like it from the way I was scrolling. But my information is there. If you need to email me, and that's probably how all of you will contact me, do a couple of things. First of all, spell my name correctly. It's M-A-C, MacDonald, like old MacDonald. But don't call me that, please. MacDonaldJ@nsula.edu. I'm going to ask something else in the email. Please write your class and section number. In the subject line, you know the subject line, it's kind of that part of the email that you hardly ever use. You write to someone and then you send the email without a subject. It's handy to write in the subject line, History 2010. And let me just tell you really quick, I'm teaching multiple sections of History 2010. So I have dual enrollment, I have face-to-face, I have on the internet in different forms. So just writing History 2010 is not enough. Please write the section, which is 2IH, dual enrollment. In other words, identify yourself in what class you're in, because if I have to spend the time, because I don't know all the classes I have, all the students I have, I don't know what section you're in. So there's a good chance your email will not be answered because I have to waste time looking up different rules to find where you are. So this is a courtesy to me, and I would just keep that rule for other folks you're needing to email. So do that. So we have the textbook. We talked a little bit about the course that we're going through a lot of time period in 16 weeks. So it's fairly fast paced, but if you keep up with the work, you should do very well in the class. Not only doing the readings, but the exams. We have 4 exams, and the exam schedule will be not only in Moodle, where you go to complete the exam, but also in the syllabus. So there are 4 exams, and we're going to drop the lowest one. The lowest test grade we will drop. So your grade is made up of the 3 best exams. The exams are 50 questions, multiple choice, and they are administered on the internet. They are timed, and they are open from Friday morning until Sunday evening. So you have essentially 3 full days to complete it, all Friday, all of Saturday, and Sunday until 11 o'clock. You also have part of your grade, the discussions. So your 3 best exams and 4 discussions, which each amount to 25 points, and that becomes 1/4 of your grade. Now, do the discussions and take them seriously. I say this because every semester something happens where a student does fairly well on their exam average and does not complete or misses several discussions, and your grade will suffer accordingly. I've seen students drop to letter grade average because they just did not do the discussions or take them seriously. If you complete them, it's like getting a free test grade, and if you do well, it's like, getting a great grade, and that will help your average, but it also can hurt your average if you don't do them. So complete them on time. They are due when it states they are due on the syllabus and in Moodle, which is Friday. If you turn them in Monday or Tuesday, they're late. If you turn them in beyond that, they're not going to be accepted. Again, if you do not write them in your own words, I don't offer do-overs. You will get 0 credit. So again, 150 words, not too tough to do in your own words, and answer them completely. capitalization and all of those other rules for grammar do count. I'll take that all into consideration, and I'll make comments on the answers throughout the semester, usually, based on how you completed the discussion. Okay, so make sure you have a good internet connection when you get to work on the exams. The instructor response is there. Again, I'm pretty quick about answering. I don't always keep, I tell the students that I don't keep maybe the same hours as all of you, so late night, middle of the night emails are not going to get answered till the next morning, so keep that in mind. But again, I do get back in a timely manner. We have the university policies, which are required on all of the different syllabi that you can see and read through, including resources at the university. And then we'll get to the class schedule. I keep it pretty straightforward with the syllabus. You'll see what you have to do every week, and then the assignments will be there too. Just like I showed you in Moodle, in week 2, you will have the first discussion. In week 4, you will have the first exam. So this is where you see what you need to do in a given week. Obviously, we have spring break. It may be different than yours, but we're all going to operate on the NSU semester calendar. Okay, so there you have the schedule, which you can consult, because this syllabus will be there in Moodle for the whole semester. But to complete it, and also you should be some redundancy here, in other words. So on the syllabus, it'll say, chapter 1 is the reading. You have some other assignments here in Moodle. The syllabus will also say that on the second Friday of the semester, that's January 19th, you'll have the first discussion due. And you can see it's due at the end of the day on Friday. We'll scroll down a little further. You'll have some more reading for week 3. And week 4, you have to take the exam. So this, again, very straightforward. You'll click on it. You can't take it ahead of time. It opens when it opens and it closes when it closes. This is a structured class. It's not a free-for-all. It's not getting all of the work done in 3 weeks. It is paced so that you can complete it in a reasonable amount of time, given your other responsibilities that you have in the course of the semester. So again, very straightforward, designed for you to succeed. Just keep up with the work. Most important for all of you right now is to obtain the textbook, either by a hard copy or by an e-version of it, and get it as soon as possible, because everything comes from the textbook. I know textbooks are sometimes not the most exciting thing to read, but this one is pretty straightforward. Just the facts approach with good maps, graphics, and chapter summaries and terms. But use the study guide as you're reading through the textbook, and then when you get to exam time, you'll be ready. And you should do well. Again, do the reading, do the study guides, complete the discussion boards, and it should be a fairly enjoyable semester for you. I know it may not be your favorite subject, may not even be the part of history that you like the most, but again, I keep that in mind when we design the class, and I hope you'll get something out of it. I hope you'll get an appreciation of the subject of history. This is history of the United States even before we were the United States. For several weeks, you're going to be reading about the development of North America, the colonies, the struggle for the continent, and a lot of other issues that are going through the 19th century until we get to the American Civil War. So happy to have you in the class. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, concerns, or problems, please don't hesitate to reach out. Email me, but just remember those rules I have for the email. Get it to me by spelling my name right, and also make sure you put your class and your section number. Have a great spring semester.